Hey peeps, welcome back. We're talking The Real Housewives of New Jersey, season 14, episode 12. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. Next week's episode is the season finale. And then I think the next week is the faux reunion where they have all the girls meet up and they play the final episode. Normally they send them the episode the week in advance, but this time instead they are going to let them all watch it together and see how the fireworks go from there. All right, so let's get into the show. So I have to say it again. Rachel and John Fooda's children are gorgeous. They absolutely are. All three of them. Juliana's little chubby cheeks are so adorable. We get a little bit of an update. She is doing a lot better after her tongue tie procedure. She is speaking a little more. She was able to say the word blue, which was so cute, and Bubba. Also, she's taking steps now. She's walking. She's getting around. That brought tears to my eyes. I am so happy that things are going well for her. I absolutely adore those children. Then we see Bill at home with the family, and Jen tells him about telling the girls about milking his prostate, and his face turned absolutely red. You could tell that he was a bit embarrassed, and I think that I would be too. His wife went on national television in front of all of his patients, friends, and family members, and the entire nation, and admitted to milking this man's prostate. I think that she should have just shut up and not talk about it. Anyway, at the beginning of the episode, we see that Joe Gorga is having an event and he invited Bill. Bill said that he had to work. Of course, Joe is not buying it. Bill admits that he lied and told Joe that he had to work because he was already committed to going to an event at Louie's house. At some point in this conversation, Jen calls Nate a bitch boy, and I call foul on that. Now, when she called Joe Gorga a little bitch boy, I agreed wholeheartedly. I do not like Joe Gorga at all, and everybody has the right to their opinion. I don't like Joe Gorga. Anyway, I don't think that Nate is a bitch boy at all. I think that Nate is a kind person who is absolutely fair. I don't see Nate jumping on the bandwagon. I really like Nate, so I think that she was wrong about that. So Dolores has planned this trip for the girls to go to the Berkshires. She says that she's found a beautiful home that has a guest house, and she was going to put Teresa and Jennifer in that guest house because those two are not getting along with anybody. And, you know, shit happens. The house burnt to the damn ground. I said, oh, shit. And it's crazy because later in the episode, when she tells Paulie that the house burnt to the ground, he said, well, maybe that's a sign. And I said, you damn right. Then later, when she tells the girls, Teresa says, oh my God, maybe that's a sign. It's an omen. Oh my God, it's an omen. And Danielle just couldn't take it anymore. She said, omen. I mean, damn it, Teresa is hilarious. Remember when she was talking about all of her ingredients? Damn it, Teresa. She just told us last episode she may not have a good vocabulary, but her children do. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. Anyway, Dolores says she just wanted the girls to get together so they can get things off of their chest. She knows that they're not going to probably make amends, but if they could just be civil. And I said, you know what, Dolores? I think this is a waste of time and money. You know what I mean? If you want to spend money on something, why don't you and Paulie just rent a nice cabin and go enjoy the time? Because these girls do this every season across all the franchises. They always get together to have a little kumbaya, and then they want to sit down and have a little ponderosa. Oh my God, I'm talking like the Housewives and the Basketball Wives. Anyway, then when they get together, it's a bunch of screaming and yelling. Then later, oh, I love you. I do. And I'm so sorry. I don't understand. Oh, my God. I'm really sorry. You didn't understand it. You took it wrong. I didn't say that. Oh, my gosh. Let's just start over. Let's just rebuild our friendship. And then the next thing you know, it's like, I hate her. She makes me sick. She's a liar. She's a hoe. It's just, they never really truly forgive each other. They never clear the air 100%. They still hold on to these grudges and animosity. So why do it? Don't waste my time with the bullshit. Anyway, then Marge meets up with the Fessler. That's what I'm going to start calling her, the Fessler. Well, Marge meets up with the Fessler and they have a little breakfast. And the Fessler tells her that Teresa has invited her and she says a couple of the girls over to her house to meet with her lawyer. The lawyer is going to explain to them some of the court findings regarding Marge. Marge gets upset. Honey, listen, thou protest too damn much. Okay, this woman was hot. She didn't want them girls going. No, ma'am, because she knew she was guilty of whatever it was Teresa's lawyer was going to bring up. Then she tried to shade the dog shit out of Teresa's lawyer, talking about his address is down by the meth clinic. I said, well, what address do you use for your attorney? Because I don't think you win any of your lawsuits. Maybe you should hang down by the meth clinic and see if you can get you an attorney. Anyway, that is not my business. Everyone in the United States has the right to representation. Somebody has to represent these criminals. Now, I'm not saying that Teresa and Louie are criminals. I'm just saying, shit. John Gacy, Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, Dennis Rader, all of those serial killers had representation. Shit. We didn't love it, but that's what they do. All lawyers take an oath, okay? Every lawyer can't be a prosecutor. I'm just saying. Anyway, in the middle of all this BS, Marge, she gets so upset, she gets on the phone and starts calling everybody. I said, oh, so you just gonna gaslight the shit out of these people, right? Dolores tells her, well, there's nothing that I can hear or anything that they can say that's gonna change anything. And I said, you're damn right. There's nothing that they can say that's gonna change anything because you already know. You know who the hell Marge is and you know her ways. The same way you know who Teresa is and you know her ways. And later in the episode, Paulie says the same thing. He said, there's nothing that they can tell you that you didn't already know. And she says, right. Come on, Dolores. We haven't forgot about you in the Caroline and Dina Manzo situation. We know once you like somebody, there is not much people can say to stop you from liking them. Anyway, Marge then makes some kind of comment talking about anyone engaging in negativity against me is not correct. It's not right. Really? Really? Honey, now listen. Come on now, Marge. You reek of negativity. You reek of toxicity. You are always doing the same shit. And then you get upset when it's done to you. And you know what I would like to say? Fessler, what the hell happened to I'm my own person, I'm not going to be your soldier? Margaret gaslighted the hell out of Fessler. The Fessler absolutely texted Teresa and said, unfortunately, she can no longer make it. I said, oh, really? So you fell in line real quick. I didn't love it. So anyway, Teresa invited everybody over to talk about Marge, except for, of course, Marge, Melissa, and Rachel. Jackie was included. So, you know, she didn't have to fear the FOMO or start calling and texting and tweeting and Instagramming about not being invited to Teresa's house. She got the invite. She wanted to know, why would Teresa get them all together? I said, maybe for the same reason all of you guys got together right before the reunion, to come up with your game plan to destroy Teresa. And you know what? I would feel some kind of way if somebody called me as a grown-up and said, I can't believe you're going over to such and such's house. Excuse me? I'm grown. Okay, I come over to your house and I listen to you talk shit about this woman. I go to the restaurant with you and I listen to you talk shit about this woman. I go over to her house, I listen to her talk shit about you. Shit. And 9 times out of 10, both of y'all are talking shit about me when I'm not around. I'm just saying. That is one thing that I truly believe. If I sit down with a whole group of friends and they all talk shit about the rest of the group of friends, I tell you 9 times out of 10, when they are together and you are not around, they are talking mad shit about you too. And that's some bullshit that just will never work for me. If I have a group of girls that I'm friends with, and I do, if I am angry at one of them, I will bring that conversation to them. Now, later, I may mention it to the other girls, but you best believe I've already had this conversation with the original woman. I just don't like the whole go behind each other's back and talk that shit. You know what I mean? Just say it right then. Get it over with. Make up. Or don't. I'm fine with the don't. So everybody shows up to Joey's party except for Bill, Nate, and Paulie. Nate couldn't come because he had something going on. I'm sorry, and Evan. Evan couldn't make it because one of his kids had some sort of sporting event or something. John Fooda arrives there wearing pajamas as a play on Louie. And I said, that just solves it. It just solves it for me. I was absolutely right about John Fooda's thirsty ass. Him and his wife have used Teresa as a storyline all damn season. It's all about Teresa and Louie. So he thought it was real cute to show up there in these pajamas. Marge calls there. She wants to tell Joe what the Fessler told her. And oh my gosh, Teresa's having the girls over. I said, Marge, you are looking nervous. You are looking scared. This is too much. You are going crazy here. She says, Dolores told me that Teresa told her that she spent $400,000 on attorneys. That's probably how much Louie told her it was while he went and pissed away all the money. Girl, shut the hell up. Where is y'all's money? Why are y'all always being sued? Mind your own damn legal fees and stay the hell out of Teresa's. Then John Fooda says, oh my God, that guy is such a train wreck and she's such a train wreck. And I sat there and I said to myself, now I know that Joe is angry with Teresa. He is upset with Teresa. He has cut Teresa off. But here's the thing. I have had knockdown, drag out verbal arguments with my sister. And you best believe if somebody said anything negative about my sister, I would lose my shit. I can talk shit about my sister. You cannot. I don't know. It's something about that. When he sits around and lets people talk negative about her, it pisses me off. And I can say that when Teresa sits around and lets people talk negative about him, that pisses me off too. Because even though you two are angry at each other, you're still each other's brothers and sister. Not only that, you're the only siblings and your parents are gone. I hate that they do not get along, and I really hate that they allow other people to talk bad about them. Don't let anybody talk bad about Joe, and Joe shouldn't let anybody talk bad about Teresa. Both him and Melissa, Teresa and Louie should say, listen, we know that everybody is getting involved. This is getting out of hand, but let's try not to do the negative name calling. You know what I mean? Don't do the negative name calling. So Teresa lets Louie and everyone know that the Fessler is not going to be able to make it. She knows good and daggone well that Margaret got in her ear and now she's not going to come because Margaret doesn't want to, hear the facts that she's laying down. I said, oh shit, girl. So she does let us know that the court did rule in Louie's favor. And I said, well, that's good. Maybe she can get past the stress that she is going through. I don't know what the hell was going on with this case. I didn't follow it in the blogs. I didn't care that much. But I am hoping that this is over with so that this girl can go ahead and move on with her life, because you could see it greatly in this episode. She has lost so much weight and it's all in her face. She is stressed the hell out. But I did see on Instagram she is in Greece, or she was recently in Greece, and honey, she got her body back. She is looking amazing and having a good time. She was posting videos of her and a bunch of girlfriends dancing and just having a good old time. So I'm glad to see that she's back to her regular self. I hope that all of this stuff just clears up, not just for Teresa's sake, but for the ex-fiance's sake too. Just move on. This has to be very expensive for all parties and very stressful. And I hope that if Louie was harassing this woman, which I do not know, I hope that he would leave her the hell alone. And if this woman is harassing Louie, please leave this man the hell alone. All right, so at Louie's house, Bill and Paulie show up. So Frank gets there and Joe says to Frank, Joe Gorga, would you hang out with a scumbag? And I was thinking to myself, well, clearly yes, because he's at your house. Anyway, Frank said, what? And he's like, would you hang out with a scumbag? And he said, no. He said, so you wouldn't go over to Louie's? And Frank, tried to change the subject. I think it's a bit of a mess, Then Joe says that Teresa and Louie are a cult. I said, no, don't take it that damn far. You know what I mean? Louie is a bit of odd guy, but I don't think he's a cult leader. You know what? But he might try. I'm just saying anyway. I don't know these people. So If somebody asked me, even though I don't enjoy Joe Gorga, whose event I would have rather gone to, I would have rather went over to the Gorgas because they had real good looking meat. They had lobster, even though I was a bit sad when Joe was, touching that lobster and you could see that lobster was still alive out of water. I was a bit pissed off about that. I said they could at least put that lobster in water. You know what I mean? I know they were going to kill it anyway, but it just upset me. Anyway, back over there at Louie's house, he told the guys that he set up his garage as a podcast place and they were going to make these heartfelt, emotional messages for the girls to watch when they go off to the Berkshires. I said, what the shit? It was a bit weird for me. I thought it was odd. A nice heartfelt message is real nice from your husband, from your boyfriend or whatever, but not when it wasn't their idea. You just sprang it on them. And Louie's message just seems so artificial, so fake, so made up, just blah, 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 blah. Just ridiculous. Bill's made me laugh. I don't know if he was doing that on purpose or if that's really him. He made this baby voice and I just laughed so hard. I said, what the shit am I watching? And then Paulie, his sounded extremely professional. I said, well, all right. I like your professional voice. It was just too damn much. I thought it was odd. And I think that when Louie first brought it up, Paulie and Bill thought it was a little odd as well. I didn't love it. Meanwhile, back at Joe's house, Joe was still complaining that Louie has ruined his family. And I said, your family was ruined before Louie even showed up. I'm sorry. Then John Fooda wanted to question Bill, talking about Bill has been around for quite some time. What is he doing over there at Louie's? None of your damn business. Okay, you new to the group. Shut the hell up. So here they are taking all these shots and everything. They took a shot out of a bone, like a bone marrow shot or a marrow shot or whatever. I said, this is a bunch of bullshit. Any reason to drink. You can't just put it in a cup. What the hell is going on? I don't know. John Fooda starts to have some sort of allergic reaction. Joe B, Marge's husband, turns into the den mother of the group. Downright loses his shit, talking about, you got to go to the hospital. You got to go. You're an anaphylactic shock. You got to go to the hospital. John Fooda tried to act like such a big time man. His face is turning completely red. His neck is red. His lips are red. His eyes are red. His throat is closing up. I said, damn it, does anybody have an EpiPen? Joe Gorga says, get Melissa. She's got some Benadryl. I said, oh shit, bring out the Benadryl. Anyway, production finally calls the ambulance. The ambulance come. They tell them, take the Benadryl, drink some water, call us or come to the hospital if it doesn't get better. The man went into some kind of allergic reaction and they don't even know exactly what caused the reaction. I said, Lord, send him and his damn pajamas home. You are done for the evening. I mean, this was crazy. Joe was rubbing him down with ice. Everybody is in the damn bathroom and Joe Gorga decides to whip it out and pee. I said, wait a minute. There are 4 grown men plus your wife and a cameraman in this bathroom. That was a nice sized bathroom, right? Anyway, and you decide that this is the time and place for you to whip it out and pee. Now, in that big, ginormous house, I know there's other bathrooms. You could have excused yourself. That man is just nasty to me. I can't stand it. Anything to bring up his dick or whip his dick out, I just hate it. So when Polly told Dolores about those video messages, at first Dolores's face was like, what? And then she said, oh, that's really sweet and emotional. Where are the videos? I said, oh, shit. Girl, yours is very nice and professional. So then Danielle, Jen, Jackie, and Dolores show up at Teresa's house to meet with her attorney. When Jennifer walked in, she said, oh my gosh, Teresa, you're withering away. And I said, yeah, she really is. She is looking really tiny. So the attorney sits down with them.
The individual that Louie's involved in the litigation with had been speaking with Margaret Josephs, and Josephs told this person she was planning to expose Louie Ruelas and Teresa Giudice based on the information that this person had provided.
I just want to tell you, this will make your head spin. Louie is not allowed to speak about her. she's not allowed to speak about him. So she gets out her information through Margaret.
This is not a jaw-dropping revelation.
Like this one, he's abusive.
I didn't say he's abusive. All the girlfriends said he was abusive.
You're talking to people in his past.
Why would I talk to
That's
people
what I
in
said.
his past?
Maybe someone from his past contacted you.
Why would they contact me?
Margaret has always denied that she spoke to her. Now, we don't know if that's true.
Remember the videos that were coming out about Louie? Margaret was in contact with this individual, and that's how all these videos were getting out.
Hi,
Hi.
Teresa.
Yeah.
This is yours, gift.
From who?
Oh, the gift? That looks like something from a funeral, though. Somebody passed?
I don't think so. Oh, okay. Oh, she's so disgusting. It's from Marge. No, I don't want it. Refuse it. Tell her to stick it up her ass. Take it off my property.
All right.
That was from Margaret.
What did she say?
A funeral thing. Yeah.
Addressed to who?
Wait, addressed to who? To two of us.
Did it say anything on it?
Yeah, I didn't even read the whole thing. I just saw Jim and something about losing dignity.
Now listen, I'm just gonna tell you. I thought that was a whole bunch of bullshit. It really was. It was nice to see the flashback scenes of Marge lying like she's never talked to these people. But at the same time, I agree with Danielle. How many times have we seen Teresa and Jennifer talk to people to get information to bring it onto the show? We saw them talking to Laura last season trying to dig up information on Melissa. Remember when Teresa was saying that Marge gave her information about Jackie and Evan, and then Teresa brought that onto the show? You cannot get upset with someone for doing the same shit you do to them. Now, one thing that I thought was weird is that when those videos and everything came out, which they were saying, you know, the ex-girlfriend or ex-fiance gave those videos to Marge and then Marge had them leaked. When those videos and everything came out, that was Marge's way to bring it onto the show. Because as soon as that stuff was released, she said, oh my God, did you see what I see on the blogs? And that just propelled it. She just kept going and going to find out that she possibly is the one who was leaking all this information for the ex-wife. That's a little gross. But that's just Marge. You know, Marge has been doing this shit for a long time. But Teresa and the other girls have been doing this as well. Every last one of the women on this show, maybe not the Fessler or Rachel or Danielle just yet, but all of their other girls, they have all done this. Maybe not Dolores either, because Dolores is always trying to play the middle. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, does Marge have information on Dolores? Because Dolores will not stand up to Marge and tell Marge that the things that she's doing is bullshit at all. But then I have to ask myself, does Dolores ever stand up and tell Teresa that some of the things that she does is bullshit too? I mean, I'm pretty sure that I've seen at least one episode where Dolores told Teresa that she was wrong about something, and then I think they ended up getting into it. I tell you what, I'm so tired of this beef between Teresa and Melissa, and I'm over this arguing over Marge. One thing I was thinking too about Teresa's lawyer, I don't know a lot of lawyers that would sit around and talk to their clients' friends about a case, especially on camera, but I don't have any famous friends or any friends who are on reality TV. But I think that this attorney is kind of stepping over some kind of bounds or something being on TV. But I just feel like this attorney is really into clout because he was on the show multiple times. He was going to those book signings. You know, I think that he really wants to be famous. When Teresa said, this is going to have your head spinning, I was waiting for something big. Was anybody else just waiting and hoping and wishing that there was going to be something big? Now, then when Marge had that funeral wreath delivered, I didn't laugh. I didn't think that was funny or cute. Because remember when Marge first got on the show, she brought that funeral wreath for Teresa's mom. And then here you are buying another funeral wreath. I just thought it was tacky. Like, I know that you're upset and mad, but you wasted money on a big, gigantic wreath to send it over to her house. I didn't love it. I thought that was childish. I know Danielle loved it, and on Watch What Happens Live, Melissa thought that it was awesome. You know, all of Marge's fans think that it was so cute and so iconic, and I just thought it was tacky and childish. It really was. And it would be sad if this was her final season on the show. Your first season, you deliver a wreath to Teresa. Your last season, you deliver a wreath to Teresa. I'm just saying, I think it's a little stupid. So a lot of people were saying that the show, when they do the reboot, they should hire Drita from Mob Wives. And you know what? I would say she would be a great addition. And I would love to see Renee from Mob Wives as well. Renee is all sober and everything, but you know, she goes from 0 to 1,000 in 2.2 seconds. That woman is something else. And Drita, you know, I don't condone violence. This woman is violent. But it would be a different situation. And I also think that they should bring Danielle Staub back. I mean, if we thought that Danielle was too toxic, why are we dealing with Marge? You know what I mean? We might as well deal with Danielle. I'm just saying. And it looks like Kathy Wahili would probably love to come back on the show, because a couple of weeks ago when she was on Watch What Happens Live, she dropped a bomb on Melissa. And Melissa said she doesn't know why she did that. And it seems that, you know, things are not going great there. I don't know if Melissa is staying. I don't know if Teresa is staying, but I would love to see a reboot. I am so over this current cast. I could do without the Foodas, Marge. Anyway, guys, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.